Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackie and today I am here to do my March library haul. So for the past couple months you guys might have noticed I haven't been doing regular book hauls, and that's mostly because I am currently on a book buying ban, which is something I wanted to do for a while. I'm definitely trying to limit the number of books that I am buying this year, mostly because if you guys can see behind me, this is my TBR bookcase. It's a little ridiculous. So I've been using my library a lot, which is absolutely fantastic in my opinion, and this month was no exception. I checked out 7 books from my local library, so I'm going to jump right in and get started. The first book I have to talk about today is actually the book I'm currently reading. It is also the chapter by chapter book club book of the month for the month of March. If you guys do not know what chapter by chapter is the book club I run over on Goodreads. The link is always down below for you guys if you are interested in joining us. But this month we're reading probably one of my most anticipated releases of this year, and that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I know a lot of people are anticipating this book, and I was no exception. This is a YA West African inspired fantasy novel that follows our main character Zelly. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I did not. And she lives in a world where magic used to pretty much flourish all over the land, and then one day it was gone. It was disappeared overnight. So our main character Zelly, she teams up with a rogue princess to try to bring magic back and not get captured from the king who was trying to kill them. I am on page 80, and so far I'm really liking it. I know it's been getting massive rave reviews over the past few weeks since it was released at the beginning of this month, and I can definitely see why. So that is what I'm currently reading. If you guys want to join us for our live show, it will be on April 7th here on this channel. So when that goes live, I will link it on the screen as well as down below. The next book I checked out from my local library is something I had heard about, and I don't know too much about this book, but I had heard about it over at Haley and Pauline's channel because she read this entire series and she really liked it. And that is The Ghost Girl by Shannon Hale. This is, from what I'm getting from the back of the book, it is a retelling of a Grimm's fairy tale, and that's pretty much all I know. And I really, really like this cover. I, again, have hearing nothing but really good things about this, and I love fairy tale retellings, so I'm going to be checking that out soon. The next one, speaking of retellings, is Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bartados. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. This is a YA retelling of Snow White, and this follows 2 characters. One of them, her name is Mina, and she is motherless, and her heart has never beat with love for anyone. And that's because her heart was made out of glass. Her father had turned it into glass when she was younger. And then we also follow another character who, her name is Lynette, and she has always been told that she looks exactly like her late mother, and one day she discovers why. It seems like she was created out of snow by a magician to kind of look like the queen. So that is kind of what I'm going in knowing just from the synopsis. I love Snow White retellings. It's obviously the inspiration behind my channel name, which is evilqueenbooks. I could make an entire video on why my channel name is evilqueenbooks, but Snow White has a part in that, so I am so excited to be picking this up. I have heard mixed reviews about it, but nevertheless I am very excited to check it out. The next one is another one I have very mixed feelings about going in, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This came out in January of last year, I want to say, and it is supposed to be like The Night Circus, which has me a little bit nervous because if you guys don't know, I don't like The Night Circus. It's my least favorite book of all time. So that has me a little bit nervous going on, but I've also heard this is kind of better than The Night Circus, so that definitely says something about it. And this is another YA, I guess you could call it magical realism. It might be fantasy, that follows 2 sisters who have always wanted to go to this magical carnival called Caraval, and I guess you are supposed, in order to go to Caraval, you have to be invited. And one day they do get invited, and one of the sisters goes missing, and it takes off from there. I guess it's part of a game, from what I'm getting from the part of the cover right here that says, remember, it's only a game. So that definitely sounds interesting. Like I said, I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews of this. And the sequel comes out, I want to say, in either April or May. So if I like this enough, I will definitely continue on with the series because I love this cover. A lot of the books I checked out this month had very pretty covers. The next one, speaking of books with very pretty covers, is Reign of the Fallen. This is by Sarah Glenn Marsh. This is another YA fantasy that deals with necromancy, which I think is so cool. I love books featuring necromancy. And this is following our main character. Her name is Odessa, and she is one of a person's necromancers, so like I believe it's the queen. And she lives in a kingdom where if you practice necromancy, you are in charge of bringing back the royals who have died back to life. But in order for them to live, they have to be shrouded, so I believe no part of their body can be exposed. And if they are exposed, they turn into zombies. So that's really interesting. I've been hearing pretty good things about this. I really like this cover, like I said. So I'm definitely so excited to check this out. The next one is actually an anthology, and now I'm not the biggest fan of anthologies. I've actually only read one since I started BookTube, and that was Because You Love to Hate Me, which I read last year and I wasn't a big fan of. But this one definitely spoke to my attention, and that is called All Out, and this is about the no longer secret stories of queer teens through the ages, and this is edited by Sandra Mitchell, and this is what it looks like. So as it says in the title, this is following queer teens, people who are part of the LGBTQIA+ community throughout the entire history of the world. So like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of anthologies, but I'm also trying to read more of those as well as more diversely this year. And though I cannot relate to probably a good majority of these stories because I'm not part of the LGBTQIA+ community, I do want to read more books featuring characters from are a part of that series. So that's why I picked this up, and there's a lot of popular authors on here, like for example Sean David Hutchinson is on here, Mackenzie Lee, who I love, let's see, Anna Marie McLemore is on here, so lots of great authors. And the last book I picked up from my local library is one I know pretty much nothing about. I just picked it up because the cover is stunning, and that is The Traitor's Game by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Like I said, I know nothing about this book. I did read the synopsis briefly, and what I am getting from this is that it follows a character who has spent the last 3 years in exile, and then but that doesn't stop her from being drawn into the web of her father's dangerous politics, because he is the second in command to a lord, and that is what I am getting. That's all I want to know going in. So that is the last book I picked up. And that is all I have for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All the links to the books I mentioned in this video will be linked down below, as always, along with all my social media links. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye!